It is no secret that PTE is making changes to their English test from the 7th of August 2025. If you are planning to study in Australia or planning to use English test for applying for migration purposes, this is a must-watch video for you, as we are going to discuss what are these changes and how it might impact you as international students. So without wasting much time, let's get into the video. Now first thing first, is important to note that these changes will only apply to PTE Academic UKVI, but not for the PTE Core or PTE Home tests. Now, if you are going to use PTE test for Australia, then it will be PTE academic test, regardless of whether you are using it to apply for your studies or for migration purposes. As at the moment, Australian government does not accept PTE Home or PTE Core tests. Now that being done and dusted, let's get into the nitty-gritty. First thing first, what things that are not changing in the PTE test? So the overall core structure of the test will remain the same, which means there are 4 modules: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Those are not changing. It is still a computer-based test, so that's not changing either. You will keep getting your results back for your PTE test within 2 days approximately. It's still accepted by thousands of institutes. The scoring scale will remain the same from 10 to 90, and importantly, the time frame of the test will still stay around 2 hours. Yes, there has been a lot of talk regarding this, that the duration of this PTE test now will increase by a few minutes, but if you go to PTE's own website, they are saying that it's still going to be approximately 2 hours, because they will use a balanced approach in each and every test. Now, these were some of the things that will remain the same. So what are the changes then? Well, the first one is there are 2 more tasks added into their speaking test. These are summarize group discussion, and the second one is respond to situation. Now let's look into these 2 tasks in a bit more detail. First, let's talk about summarize group discussion. So what are you going to do in this task? In this task, you are required to listen to a discussion between 3 people, and then you will have to summarize this in 2 minutes. So a little bit more detail into that now. First, you will listen to a discussion between 3 people for roughly 2 to 3 minutes. Then once the audio finishes, you will have 10 seconds to prepare for your answer. After a beep, microphone will open, and then you will have 2 minutes to summarize this discussion. So whatever you understood, you will have to summarize that in 2 minutes. Now the task will assess both listening and speaking skills. So you will get scores for both those elements. In my opinion, it will be very important for you to take notes while you are listening to that discussion, and you will have to focus on the key points that was discussed, and then you have to summarize that for 2 minutes. Now let's look at the second question, which is regarding responding to a situation. So for this task, you will read and listen to a scenario, and then you will have to respond to that scenario for 40 seconds. So let's get into a bit more detail regarding this question. So you will be given a specific scenario or a situation which you will read, and there is a word limit for that, which will be around 60 words. So this scenario will be up to 60 words only. Once the audio finishes, you will have 10 seconds to prepare for your answer, and again after a beep, microphone will open, and then you will have to respond to that scenario for 40 seconds. The main thing will be to respond to the situation as completely as you can. Now very importantly, this will only assess your speaking skills, not reading skills. So that's the major change that's coming for the PTE test. But there are some other changes as well. The next one is regarding more questions. Now there seems to be increase in the task in the PTE test. Obviously there are 22 questions now. Previously you were allocated 52 to 64 tasks. Now you are likely going to be doing 65 to 75 tasks for these 22 questions. The next change is regarding scoring realigned. Several question types will now only contribute to one skill rather than multiple. So read aloud will only contribute for speaking now. Answer short question will only contribute for listening. Fill in the blanks reading will only contribute for reading, and fill in the blanks listening will only contribute for listening. There are changes in some rubrics as well. Now summarize written text will expand from 0 to 4, which was previously 0 to 2, and write essay criterias for content, coherence, and range are now up to 0 to 6 each. Another major change is regarding the human intervention. As you know, most of the PTE test is marked by AI, but there will be introduction of more human intervention for some of these tasks. These includes the 2 new ones, which are summarize a group discussion and respond to a situation. But apart from that, it will be also human intervention will be used for summarizing written text, write essay, summarize spoken text, describe image, and retell lecture. Human intervention will be used to check the originality of the content. Apart from that, PTE is also introducing some UX and UI tweaks that will make the test a bit more smoother for the test takers. Now you might be wondering why these changes are introduced. Now, as per the PTE website, they say that these tests now reflect a better real-life scenarios, as test takers will be able to show their skills better in these new formats. Now, what does this mean for international students who are planning to take these tests? Will the test become harder, easier? Well, I personally don't think there will be such a major change in the test itself. Obviously, a lot of students rely on templates, and I attended one of their previous seminar by the PTE itself, and obviously they don't like students using these templates. They want to make sure that the students bring in their real skills that they can use in real world scenarios. As much as students want to use templates, PTE was quite clear in that seminar that they don't want people to use these templates as part of their test taking. They want students to prepare for real world scenarios. They want people to get real English skills that they can use in real workplace and life scenarios, not just relying on those specific templates just to crack the test. So hopefully that was useful. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. If you are planning to study in Australia, chances are that you might be looking for some scholarships. Luckily, there are many fully funded scholarships available for international students. If you would like to know more about it, I suggest you to check this video here, where I discuss about some of these scholarships that students who are planning to study in Australia in 2025 and 2026 can apply. So click the video over there and I'll see you there.